What is going on, guys? This is your boy XQ420 welcoming y'all back. Another episode, Showtime with the Cube. We've got the whole council with us this afternoon. We've got the aficionado himself, Ryder Lee. Ryder, you doing well?
Doing great, Cube. Thanks for having me. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah. Now, we've got the overpowered one, okay? The almighty Corey Hughes. Corey, how are you doing?
Hello. So powerful, my light's going out.
Oh man, now let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping. First time to the channel, watch us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, listen to us on podcast platforms, hit the follow button there. Appreciate everybody who's been checking us out so far. So today, guys, we are going to be reviewing Shazam Fury of the Gods, okay? The most recent installment in the superhero universe, and kicking up well. Do we think, we're going to pose this question right here, seeing how everybody's watched the film. Do we think that they are going to continue to tie this particular movie into the DCU universe? Let's go with Ryder first.
No, I don't. I don't think that what James Gunn is doing is going to be something completely different. I don't think that he's going to continue to use this character. I mean, we've seen throughout this film how they inserted another character from the DCU in there, which they tried to do the little switcheroo on us. They made us think that this person wasn't in the film at all. Like how it was just like the body of the person. I'm talking about Wonder Woman. I can't fucking keep it.
There you go. You can just say it. This is
Wonder Woman
spoiler
shit here.
It was
we did spoilers.
Everything.
Yeah, we did spoilers.
So they made you believe around the 20-minute mark that Wonder Woman was in the film, but you didn't see her face at all. And I thought that was a really weird editing choice. It reminded me, I said to Corey, I was like, this reminds me of 2.5 Men with Charlie Sheen. In the very last episode of 2.5 Men, there was like this big, huge thing about Charlie Sheen coming back for the very last episode. But it turned out that they just did a back shot of Charlie Sheen, and it made you think that it was him, but it really wasn't him. It was just a completely different actor. And I thought that that's what they were doing with this film, was Wonder Woman wasn't going to be in it at all because we didn't see her face, and it goofed and turned into that weird freaking dude that's trying to
the wizard who no longer has his powers because he gave all of them up. And that's his name. His name is Wizard.
But judging from the numbers of this film, it is bombing hardcore opening weekend. I just don't think that, and all the kids are like going to be growing up here soon. So what are they going to do when people are Shazamming and they're looking the exact same that they look when they're in Shazam form? So I don't think they're going to continue to use it. I think that this is going to be the last movie. And we didn't even see Billy Battinson hardly at all during the entire film as a child or as a kid. He was always in Shazam form. So it's like, I don't think that they're going to use it. I think this is the last go around with this character.
Okay, Corey. So we're going to kick it over to you, seeing how there was post-credit scenes in this particular film. What do you think? You think that James Gunn is going to keep this as part of the DCU universe?
You know, X-Cube, I don't really give a goddamn fuck what he does. This movie was garbage. It was more woke trash to go along with the other woke trash. Like, I had to fight the urge to get up and go play video games or gouge my eyes out halfway through the goddamn movie. I couldn't decide which one would be less painful. This is such an irrelevant fucking movie. I can't even begin to explain my disdain for DC. I demand my 2 hours plus back of my goddamn life. I believe 2 hours of my life is worth a couple $1 million. So I'm going to start talking to a lawyer about that. I'm really unhappy about the state of movies. This was just the final straw. Well, it's like the third final straw. But it's the third final straw of movies that just goddamn suck. I can't do this anymore. I can't watch these fucking trash movies. I only want to see movies that have guaranteed a budget under $10 million, no plot whatsoever, and they got to have some boobs in it, and everyone's got to die. So from now on, that's what has to be in our criteria for every goddamn movie. All right, I'm done for now.
Execute Order 66.
I thought the question was the big part of it. And then Corey went on an overpowered rant that completely went all the way off the rails, guys. I mean, this is what this show is. This show is just completely off the rails, especially when Corey is in his overpowered mode. No, I talked to him previously. I was like, man, I thought the film was at least decent. You know, we were coming off the heels of Ant-Man. Okay, that was a catastrophe. All right, so I thought that this was at least a step up above that particular film. That's what I thought. But
they're on par, 100% complete and totally on par with each other. That's where I'm at.
On par.
Where I'm at. On par. What rating did I give that? What I give that movie?
0. Look, guys, there's a whole look. Corey is going to be your source for zeros. Okay, that's what he's going to be. Your source for zeros. That is what the overpowered one's going to be. I don't foresee him giving. Well, maybe John Wick. We got the Baba Yaga coming up this week. So
Baba Yaga.
So
let me ask you a question next to you. I want you to take a second, and I want you to look deep down within your heart, and I want you to tell me: do you give two goddamn fucks about Wonder Woman?
Oh, do I care about Wonder Woman? Personally, no, not really. I especially didn't care for her last film.
I think that's how everybody feels, but they just don't want to say it.
Yeah, I think it's more about the last film. I think that's what it's more about because that film was so bad.
What, Wonder Woman 1984?
Yeah.
I still don't understand where dude came back in time from, or why were they back in time, and where did dude come from? Wasn't he dead, or can someone explain that to me? Because I still don't get it.
He got resurrected from the wishing foot.
The what?
The foot of wishes. that little thing they gave the woman. As the word "what" was coming out of my mouth, I felt instant regret because I suddenly realized that I don't give two fucks what. So I should not have said it. I wasted that breath. I'll never get them back. Boy, I mean, the bells are tolling, guys. The bells are tolling. We are in full breakdown destruction mode.
I think if I have to review another comic book movie, if the option is review another comic book movie or jump off the nearest fucking building, it is going to be a really goddamn hard choice.
You're going to review the next one, okay? That's what we do around here, all right? Look, the bad ones, the good ones. We're going to run across a few good ones eventually.
Are we? Really?
We're on the way.
It's like we're in the desert, and it's like these mirages keep coming up on us. And we get there, and all we want is some water. And there ain't nothing but more sand. And that's just how it is.
There it is. So Corey has gave you his bleak outlook on life in general. So I'm gonna let you know what I think about. I think it's actually going to continue as part of the DCU, and the only reason why I believe that is because they left the post-credit scenes in there. That is the only reason. I think if they were going to take it out, they would have completely deleted the post-credit scenes and had nothing at the end. But seeing how they made reference to the Justice Society, I'm figuring they're going to revamp that because now it ain't going to be in the near future, but I figure they're going to revamp that because the Black Adam didn't take hold the way everybody wanted it to. So I think they're going to revamp all that stuff. And I think from what I've heard, James Gunn and Zachary, they're chums. Okay, they're chums. They look like they're really close. So I think it's going to remain in there. All right, so
they need to stop what they're doing. They need to stop what they're doing, to take every thought and plan that they got going on and just chuck it in the garbage. They need to give us a 9-part fucking Swamp Thing epic movie series. Then we need to get some Agent Frankenstein movies going on. And then, then we'll take it from there. That's my advice to DC.
I'm kind of in agreement here with Corey, not so much on the Swamp Thing stuff, but you can't bring garbage that's proven garbage into a new universe. You just can't do it because that garbage taints whatever new thing that you're trying to establish. If he's planning on rebooting the thing, you gotta fucking just reboot the entire thing. Start with brand new characters, get new actors in those roles. If you want to bring the characters over into a new universe, then you just get new actors to fill those roles. Right? You just can't bring nonsense garbage that is tanking at the box office, not making you any money, into some new thing that you think is going to make you money. Doesn't make any sense logically and critically here. It just doesn't. And if they're attempting to do that, then what makes them think that it's going to be successful when almost everything that they've done so far in the DCEU has not been successful? Probably the only successful movies that's come out from the DC hasn't even been a part of the DCEU. It's been Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, and Joker. That's it.
What Ryder is saying, everybody, is you can't polish a turd.
But you can spray potpourri on it, guys. Okay, just letting you know that you can spray potpourri right on top of that thing. Okay, isn't that what we do every day? Okay, you dump, you spray, you pray. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, it doesn't linger too long. I'm hearing y'all. I'm hearing y'all on that. I'm hearing y'all that. We also got to understand that he's also. We got a film coming out early on called The Authority, which nobody knows. Do people really know Shazam? Is he really a big character per se? I think you could be running into the issue kind of like with the MCU, where you've got these kind of obscure characters that people are like, you know.
I think he was at one time a much bigger character in the universe, because like I remember growing up, like I had bed sheets when I was like 7 years old, that had Shazam and like Thunder. What was the guy with the Hawkman with the wings? And like, you know, so he was definitely in the cycle of the big characters back in the 80s. So, but he's I don't know. It's an interesting character, but here's my problem. This is and I pointed this out as we were watching this movie, is that so the whole thing with Shazam is that he's a kid, and that he becomes an adult, and that he becomes a kid again, right? But then he's older in this one. He's like almost 18, right? So when he's like 90, is he going to jump back to being like 20 again and then go back to being 90? I mean, like the whole concept of it goes right out the window. The whole concept of Shazam goes right out the window if he gets older, period. And that's the greatest thing about comic books, is that nobody has to get older. They didn't get older. 50, 60, 70 goddamn years of comic books, and they stayed the same age, okay? Movies are trying to change that. They're trying to use the same actors for multiple. This is why you cannot translate comic books into movies and be successful. And how many reboots of Batman have we had? How many people have played Batman? 6, 7 at this point, right? You just know you cannot have long-term consistency in movies like you can in comic books. And so I think that's a big problem. And so, yeah, the whole thing with like the chick, the hot chick in Shazam, she didn't change at all. Like everyone else turned into an adult except for her because she was over 18. Like the premise started to crumble right from the beginning for me. The idea that he just gave all his friends superpowers and like he was trying to use it to pick up chicks. And then the whole here's the problem that I had. This whole thing was like completely and totally politicized, woke garbage. I mean, it went as far as to having the main character being a cripple. So I guess to be anti-ableist. I mean, seriously, every single character was a fucking character out of the woke handbook. I'm over it. Over it. If I'd have gone to the movies to see this thing, I'd have walked out.
Well, I mean, your theory here, X Cube, with the post credit scenes doesn't really hold much water either. I mean, look at Black Adam. They put Superman at the end credit scenes of Black Adam, and you're telling me they didn't know when Black Adam came out that James Gunn was going to be in charge of all this and wipe it? And we seen what happened with that, right? They were like, oh yeah, Henry Cavill's back as Superman because he's in the Black Adam movie. Oh my God, this post end credit scene. And then the next week they were like, oh yeah, we're scrapping Superman. Henry Cavill's no longer Superman. We're scrapping Black Adam as well. So those post-credit scenes did absolutely nothing. So I think this is the exact same case here with this movie. They put in the post-credit scenes because it was a part of the original plan. If James Gunn hadn't taken over DC, and they left him in there because it would be weird if they didn't have post-credit scenes at the end of the movie, because that's become a staple in all comic book films.
I mean, honestly, when I watch these new comic book movies, I swear this is crazy, but it makes the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern look like an Oscar-winning film.
Let's settle down, man. Okay, we're doing crack.
You smoke
now,
crack, don't you?
I mean,
you smoke crack, don't you? Look at me, boy. Don't you smoke crack?
I mean, this is what we're doing. Okay, let's calm down. We're using too much emotion. All right. I mean, let's get this back together. Send the sirens out, guys. I mean, let's send somebody to pick up these bodies.
I mean, I swear to God, when I saw the poster for this movie, I thought I was being punked. It was like Helen Mirren's face on Thor's body. I was like, so they had to tackle the whole ageism thing, right? Because
she's still skinny. She's still skinny.
She's like 70. I'm sorry, 70-year-old people. This is a thing. This is what I pointed out, like to Ryder. Like all these people they have saving the universe are people who, goddamn, have never saved the fucking universe. Never would. Never could. 70-year-old woman and a handicapped kid are not saving shit. Sorry. This is a reality that we need to come to. That these goddamn movies keep trying to force down our throats. It is political propaganda, and I'm over it.
Yeah, but you see, this particular kid, I mean, he had gifts outside of his powers.
Was he crippled in the first one?
He had strong will. Yeah, Freddie was strong of will. Okay, I think the whole premise of that was supposed to be like the love conquers all. They had a couple.
Well, he was only crippled when he didn't have to run or like scoot really quickly. Then he just picked up his thing and ran. You know, it was like I thought it was making fun of handicapped people. Yep. And the idea that they wouldn't use a real handicapped person is like handicap face. Like I was disgusted by the overt appropriation going on by a whole slew of characters in this film. There you go.
Man said it was overt. Ryder, was it overt? Did we have some overtness out here? Is that what I was looking at?
I mean, it is kind of interesting. I haven't watched the first one in a really long time. I don't remember if he was actually handicapped, but from my remembering of the film, I don't think they didn't get their powers until the very end of the first one, right? He didn't.
Yeah, when they all grabbed the staff. Yeah, they all grabbed that staff, the wizard staff.
Just never forget, the handicapped can park in our spots.
Oh man, guys, this is Corey almost close to his final form. I've seen his final form. He is right on the cusp of it. The only thing that's that he hadn't said yet is killing and something that starts with a J. That's about it.
What you gotta ruin the atmosphere for?
That's the only thing he ain't saying. He ain't went into that rant. You know what I'm saying? Of who all needs to perish, needs to be deleted from the face of the earth. That's the only thing.
One thing that I did find really interesting, though, is like, how did everybody know that they were superheroes, but their foster parents didn't know that they were superheroes?
They were sneaking out of the house. Well, I don't know if everybody knew. I mean, they all knew.
Seemed like everyone at their school
where adults are stupid. When you have kid-based movies like this, where the kids are the heroes, the parents are always kind of,
ditzy.
Yeah. Same thing applied to Cocaine Bear,
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Well, I mean, hey, I was gonna say my main thing was about the film was the villains were kind of cookie cutter, kind of cookie cutter villains. didn't have a ton of depth. Whenever you have a trio, you usually have one who is trying to do something that's morally right, one that's technically a good guy, good girl, but she's just part of the group, and then the other one who is straight up evil. That's usually the trifecta, and that's the way it was here. Lucy Lewis, Calypso, she was the truly evil one. We got Helen Mirren as Hespera. She was just kind of the middle ground. She get dirty if she needed to.
It's like they were recruiting out of the goddamn Golden Girls or what?
And then Athena or Anthea. I'm sorry, Anthea. She was just kind of the good girl. Her power. She's like, hey, I'll move some buildings in front of you so you can't get to me. You know what I'm saying? So
and how is she significantly younger than the other two? Didn't make it too much sense there. But one thing that I did actually like about the movie and the kind of twist that they did was with her. And whenever they're on that rooftop with the cripple kid and she's there and he thinks that she's into him and then all that, then it turns out that she's like a part of the whole sisters thing. I didn't really see that really coming. That was actually a pretty cool twist there. And I thought maybe that they were trying to do the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse type of scenario, but with women instead. Which I honestly really didn't mind. I didn't mind that they were all women because the main person from the beginning was kind of badass, and then she kind of proved herself to be just as badass. Because there's like this trope within movies where they're very freaking powerful in the beginning, and then throughout the movie they get less powerful. But she kind of seemed to at least stay on the quality of powerful that was displayed in the very beginning of the movie with her just flicking her finger and the wizard just flew across the room. I was like, if she could just do that, if she can just flick her finger and a dude flies across the room, then she's got to be one-upping herself during this whole movie, because if not, it becomes a non-believable attribute that she has, But she kept being sort of badass, which...
Well, that's one of the problems with superhero stuff in general, is that they're portrayed as these strong super characters, and then they get their ass handed to them like throughout the whole movie. So it's like, that just seems to happen across all superhero movies. And then they have to come back and be strong and unite with the team and one for all, and America's great and apple pie and all that stuff. And then then they come back and they beat the bad guy, right? And become completely hypocritical to the mission of the team in the first place by destroying everything. So,
Okay, yeah, I can believe. Yeah, Aspera, and that's who I'm assuming that you're talking about, right? Helen Mirren.
Well,
Aspera.
The thing with her is I did not. All I saw the whole thing, and I know I'm being a broken record, but there's no reason to have a 7-year-old woman as the superstar. And Lucy Liu is not nearly as hot as she was when she was in the Kill Bill era. It was I swear it was they were just calling in favors or calling in the nursing home, or I don't know who they were calling, but they should have called the Ghostbusters.
Man, don't you got to call in favors every once in a while? Well, it's supposed to be the daughters of Atlas, so we need somebody with a little bit of age on them. Okay? The daughters of Atlas. So I'm assuming Atlas, they're
5,000 years old. They're 5,000 years old. They could have made them young and hot.
Well,
they're still 5,000 years old.
Helen and you got to have a dynamic there. You've got the elder sister, you've got the middle sister, and you've got the younger sister. So we don't know how old the Helen and Calypso, Aspera and Calypso were, but we know Anthea says she was 6,000 years old. So yeah, but she still wanted to give Freddie some of that center cut. You know what I'm saying? She's like, Freddie, you can definitely come in here and attempt to rock this box. I only know if he's going to be able to make a dent in it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You go Freddie, hook up with a girl, and then she turns out to be a 6,000-year-old demigod who is going to destroy your world. It kind of is a turnoff, don't you think?
It depends on how thirsty you are at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Whenever she lost her powers, when she lost her power, shouldn't she go to being 3,000 years old or whatever she was? I immediately thought of Game of Thrones, the Red Witch. I don't know. I'm sure you guys have seen Game of Thrones with the Red Witch, how she's like this super hot lady, and then she takes off her jewelry, which is like enchanted, and then she turns into like a freaking 700-800-year-old woman. I thought that's like what was going to happen when she lost her powers. That would make sense.
Like she
right?
turned to
If no
dust, she
longer-
looked like the crypt keeper.
Yeah, looking like the guy, the old haggly woman from The Shining. Whenever
Here's
Jack
another
Sol-
thing. Here's another theme that superhero movies have embodied over time is that they don't make sense. They don't even pretend to make sense anymore. They're just like, we're going to do this, and people are going to eat it, and that's it. And that's all there is to it. And that's what they do. And then we go and give them $12 to go be told where to sit. Yeah. Not happy. Not happy with state of movies, my friend. Not happy at all. They're junk. I want to see movies like I'm almost wanting to go to like the oldies movies just to have some reminiscence of what a quality movie was. Give me some Citizen Kane or Casablanca.
My God, but I know what we said this was, okay? I know I said this was a review of Shazam Fury of the Gods, or it may just be the Fury of Corey as opposed to the Fury of the Gods. It may just be that. It may not be anything else. And look, I can take all this. We understand the state, especially the state of superhero movies, has fallen off dramatically from the height of when it was the MCU, and even if we talk about older Batman movies like the Dark Knight trilogy and things of that nature, they're a little bit softer around the edges. They don't want to take as many risks, and I know why they don't want to take as many risks is because they want to keep the viewing audience large. So they don't want like rated R films per se, because if it was anything that's rated R, of course, they feel like they're going lose eyeballs, which I think it would actually gain eyeballs if they would make these films a little bit more edgier. What do you think about that concept, Ryder?
They don't want to take any risk because they are working off of the MCU model, and the MCU model is failing. It's garbage. It's not working anymore. And they're, like I was mentioning earlier, their two biggest hits that DC has put out has not been a part of that model. It's been separate from that model. It's been its own thing, right? So whenever you do that, that is a proven strategy that has worked. We've seen that work twice now. So why don't they continue to do that? They're seeing that Marvel's numbers aren't as good as they once were. They're seeing the Marvel Cinematic Universe crumble before their very eyes, but yet they're still trying to follow in Marvel's footsteps. I think what they should do, which I said in the very first episode I was ever on your show, talking about the DC universe whenever James Gunn took it over, I said they should scrap everything, start with a freaking Justice League movie. That is literally their best bet. And it's their real only option, because if they keep going in this this collapsing way of doing that Marvel has been doing it, and we're seeing the cards fall on Marvel, then they are not going to be successful. You can't just follow in somebody else's footsteps and expect to be revolutionary and expect to get some profit off it. Yeah, you'll get a little profit, but it's not going to be anything spectacular. So what they really need to just focus on is not this connected universe bullshit. They just need to stop that, trash that. Do your own individual movies like they were doing before and promote that and do that. Stop this interconnected bullshit nonsense. People don't like it anymore. People are over it. They don't want it anymore. I personally don't want it anymore. And I freaking love the Batman. And I love the Joker. Keep doing more shit like that. And you'll be fine. And you'll make lots of money.
Well, I think one of the major issues that people ran into, well, what the MCU ran into, which DC has kind of did this as well, but I think they kind of spread themselves thin by doing the TV show aspect of it. That's what when they went all in on all the TV shows, I think they kind of spread themselves thin as far as actual creative and good writers. Mainly for those particular shows, and so that kind of soured people. And then the movies that followed wasn't of big name characters: Iron Man, Captain America, Spider Man. Everybody's chomping at the bit for X-Men. I mean, they are chomping at the bit, man. I mean, they folks just salivating like, dude, when we gonna get X-Men? Well, they can't recast them, so you can't get X-Men yet. I mean, you get X-Men when you're about dead, okay? I mean, it'll be the damn New World Order when you get X-Men. You know what I'm saying? It'll be Order 66.
Order 66.
It'd be 2030, man. You know what I'm saying? You'd be about dried up, you know what I'm saying, and broke, so you won't be able to watch it no way. So,
I think DC, I heard something the other day, I can't remember exactly what it was, but they're planning on doing a HBO series of a popular DC character. You'd have to look it up, and that it's already it's already in the process of being made. And I was looking at it. I don't remember what
I think
it was.
it's the Lanterns. I think it's Lanterns. I think they said that was going to be an actual TV series, if I'm correct, like a detective type TV series. So, that's what I've seen. So, and they may be in the works on that. But hell, guys, we're going Shazam Fury. Guys, let me tell you a little bit about the flick. Yeah, we've been complaining about it. We ain't said really anything about it. Daughters of Atlas, they're pissed because they've been locked out of the realm for a while. The wizard destroyed their world by locking them in their world, the magic realm. And so when Shazam broke the staff in the first movie, somehow that released them, which you figured the wizard might want to tell him that. That's all I'm saying. What's up with these folks not telling folks things? You know what I'm saying? If you got key and pertinent information, well, we had this issue in Ant-Man when Janet Van Dyke, you know what I'm saying, she's just walking around, just holding her tongue. Well, the wizard didn't tell him, hey, you can get the staff, but make sure you don't break that thing because there's some bad shit on the other side if you break it. And they come fuck shit up. It's like, nope, I ain't gonna tell y'all that. I'm just gonna let it ride. So that's the premise of it. A couple underlying themes. Love conquers all. Okay, as we've seen, Freddy, he was able to withstand Calypso's magical demon possessing powers multiple times as he faced off against the dragon. And the other one is learning how to be able to let go when people start growing up. That was the other thing, because that was Billy Batson's issue. What did you think about the underlying core themes that they were trying to create? Did you think they did an okay job with that? Corey, well, I'll let you go.
I didn't pick up on any underlying core themes other than the aforementioned.
What, the letting go part?
No, I didn't pick up on that whatsoever.
Well, it's Billy Batson. He didn't want to let people go. They were trying to go do their own thing. What's the
He's got abandonment issues like every other person I ever met in my life.
Yeah, Mary.
I don't feel sorry for him.
Yeah, Mary, the one who doesn't actually change appearance whenever she becomes Shazam. She wanted to go to college and be a thought. She's like, I'm ready for this center cut to get smashed.
Here's the theme.
What I'm saying?
Shazam continues the theme that that entertainment is about bad parenting. If there was no bad parenting, we would have no movies in the world.
Robin, did you pick up on anything? Did you pick up on what I said?
Well, yes, I did. And
Okay.
I agree with some of it, but I'm trying to look up this TV series that just basically wrapped. It's The Penguin. The Penguin on HBO Max, and it's Colin Farrell, and they're doing a whole season based off of The Penguin from Matt Reeves' The Batman. Which, hey, it might be really good, but they're really starting to make the exact same mistakes here that Marvel has made. They're going to start doing too much, and they haven't even
oversaturation.
They haven't even got the direction that they want to do with their movies yet. Let alone they're throwing in all of these freaking TV shows, right? Which they're doing the right thing with using a character from Matt Reeves' movies, which is not a part of the DCU, which is a really nice thing, and it might actually turn out to be really good. But as far as Billy Batson and this underlying kind of condition, I mean, I'm with Corey. I think that that's something that everybody kind of, goes through. And it's whenever they're all getting up and they're not paying attention. I mean, that's just children. They're being children in, adult bodies is basically what they are. So their attention span is not there. They don't really care. And Billy's all up there trying to show them the recap of everything that they just went. They're trying to save the people on the bridge and all that, which is another really interesting thing. Cubed, what about those people that they didn't save? What about those people that fell into the water in their cars and died before they even got there when the bridge was breaking apart? We don't care about those people.
We're going to assume that didn't happen. We're going to assume that they scooped them up out of the ocean. Their bodies were returned to.
I mean, you've seen a lot of cars falling into the river from that bridge collapse before they even showed up. So could they have not have shown up, like, I don't know, a couple of minutes before that started happening?
Man, they were doing what they could do. They got there as quickly as possible. Does that work? Is that not good enough? I mean, hey, look, somebody got to die. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying. I mean, you can't say during those times, doesn't at least one person have to die? You know what I'm saying? And then you have to feel bad about it. It's like, damn, the one I wasn't able to save, I saved everybody, and there was one I wasn't able to save. That's usually a trope in movies. We usually see that particular trope in movies.
I think it's emotional manipulation.
Okay, so emotional manipulation. That's what we think. Ryder thinks that at least 20 to 50 people died falling into the river to their deaths.
Absolutely.
But they were happy about it. Philadelphia Fiascos, which I'm not exactly sure who gave them that sorry ass nickname, but that was pretty damn bad. Okay, I mean, I'm like, who gave y'all those nicknames? Who thought of that? I mean, that won't good at all. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. And I guess this movie was more childlike because technically they are all children except for Mary, who is technically older, 19, 20. I think she's around there, ready to go to college, ready to get drunk. Actually, she did get drunk. She got underage drunk. Is she 21?
She was the highlight of the whole movie for me.
Oh, them cheeks. Boy, I tell you what, there it is, guys. I mean, just it should be like... It's like, how the movie was what? When I got to see Mary's cheeks. I mean, that was the best part. It's just like, are y'all reviewing the movie or it's like, we're trying to, okay? It's going really bad. Hey, look, guys, I'll recap and then we'll finish up. There's this massive dragon. There's a pen that knows everything. Okay, they can talk to the pen, and the pen will write the stuff down, and it'll send the letter to them. But they'll just continue to talk, and the pen will just continue to write the letter. So it'll just make no sense. So there's a magical pen. We've got a mythical dragon. All right, that obviously works off fear. And we got Calypso, who wants to bring her world to the human world and destroy it the way their world was destroyed, as opposed to just planting the apple, this golden apple, in their world and it replenishing their world. She'd rather not do that. Now, we had somebody made a fantastic point on this, which Shazam is technically written before the Power Rangers, but he's like, man, look at this. It's like, you've got this woman who wants to take over the world. She sends out pods that's got these creatures in it. You've got these kids that morph into superheroes. It's like, this is ring a bell. It's like, it's a sequel for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I was like, well, I'll be damned. And then who would have thought that, the unicorns is the most fearsome creature on the planet? I missed that. The Dark Unicorn. Ryder. Let me know. Has this came up before, the Dark Unicorn? Is this something I don't know about?
I don't even know where the unicorn thing even came from. I don't even know. I must have just blanked out that entire part of that movie, because I remember them saying something about, oh well, what would be the opposite of these these evil creatures that's trying to kill us and eat us? Oh well, I think that it would be unicorns, and then all of a sudden unicorns were there. I don't even remember how.
And
the
then she
unicorns
stopped the
became...
dark unicorn with jelly beans.
Yes,
It might have been Skittles. Taste the rainbow.
Skittles, taste the rainbow. That was product placement at its finest.
So you say that was the Skittles ad?
You goddamn right it was. You know Skittles paid for that. This is what they do. They go to them and they're like, "Hey, we got this scene. She's gonna throw out some colored candy. We ain't already in talks with M&M. You want in or what?" That's how that goes.
You may be right.
I
That
know
may be
I'm
correct.
right. I know I'm right. I got a crystal ball.
It's got two of them. Nah, guys, I'm gonna let that go. Oh man, I had to put that in there, man. It was too wide open. So obviously unicorns were technically part of the death beings that were being sprouted, but I guess if you gained their favor, then they would eliminate your other troll-looking creatures and hobgoblins, and
it just really felt like a scenario
it's a
that they
Spectra.
shoehorned into the entire movie to give these characters something else to do, while Shazam is there to defeat the dragon
and Calypso. Yep.
and yeah. So it really felt like a shoehorned in thing, and they were like, "Oh, what can we have? Well, I know. Well, let's introduce unicorns in here, and the unicorns will come and save the day, and they can ride on the back of the unicorns, and they can mow down these monsters and all that stuff." It felt like a shoehorned in, throw a freaking.
We needed some action.
Pull something out of the hat. Oh, we got unicorns this time, and they used unicorns. That's what it felt like to me, because I really didn't care about that entire scene, and obviously because I didn't even remember how they found the unicorns. I don't even remember whose idea it was that it would be unicorns that would come in and save the day.
It's the wizard. The wizard. He was like, "Yeah, they're the most fearsome creatures in the other realm is the unicorns." So that was the most fearsome. I was like, "Oh, okay." So these were of course, they were black unicorns. Okay, they were of Negro descent. All right.
You see these wokesters, they do the subtle dumb shit that just is like making the evil unicorn black ridiculous. I caught at least a half a dozen things throughout the movie that was like they were doing the opposite of what the movie was preaching. I'm tired of hearing myself talk. I'm going to shut up now.
It's all right. So, just of course, Calypso, she betrays her sister. Actually, betrays both her sisters. She has the dragon stab Hespera in the back. Okay, but Hespera, that old bitch, is tough. Okay, she stays alive for 35 more minutes after she gets a hole put directly through her chest. Okay. She's still alive for 30 more minutes. I mean, hole directly in her chest. Shazam comes up. You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of the Underworld movie with Corvinus. Quick, before the legacy leaves my veins. Damn. When them Kate Beckinsale come up, I said, "Damn, man, you've been damn bleeding out for the past hour. Shit, you ain't dead yet." I mean, there's no legacy left. I mean, can I mop it up off the floor? Will that work? I mean, that's what I want to know. Can I mop it up off the floor? But yeah, she managed to stay alive long enough for Shazam's plan to come into fruition, which was to overcharge the actual wizard scepter, and at the same time stab the dragon in the heart while he says Shazam to give it its final resting place, and it works. Okay, it happens to work, and they did a trope.
On a wing and a prayer.
Yeah,
Can
I mean,
he explained the physics of this to me.
He thought of it on the fly. Hey, some things are thought of on the fly, and he's seen that it was drawing power, so he's like, "Hey, maybe this will work." And if it didn't work, he was the last hope anyway, because that scepter can just zap your powers. Okay, I mean, it just pointed at you. Zoom. Well, that was a fair fight.
Didn't that whole scene with him taking down the dragon seem really familiar? It looked like it was almost directly out of Batman v Superman.
It was.
The very ending of Batman v Superman was the exact same ending of this movie. The exact same thing happened. It revolved around a scepter, and freaking Superman had the scepter, and I think there's lightning that's flashing around, and then he's diving at it, stabs it and kills it, and then he also dies. Superman dies, just like Shazam dies.
There's always got to be an object
But then
or some
he
metal.
comes back again, just like Shazam comes back again. It's the exact same plot.
Hey,
I'm having a stroke.
Shazam comes back because Gal Gadot had to show up and slam that wizard staff. There's no more gods left, so there's no more legacy in this staff. Oh, there is one more god left. I'm like, how convenient. Gal Gadot. She had to step in. They're like, hey, there is one more left. It'd be me. And who would have thunk it that just, by doing that would bring them back immediately. I was like, well, damn, there's so much for that sacrifice. That's the only problem. The sacrifices being made, they don't really seem like sacrifices because they bring them right back. I mean, it'd be the same movie. You know what I'm saying? It'd be the same damn movie. Hell, at least in damn Dragon Ball Z, shit, man, you had to damn go find Dragon Balls. Shit, it might take you fucking 5 years to bring them back.
Oh, man, talking about the same movie. We're about to get the same movie with fucking Flashpoint. That's going to be the same movie as Spider-Man with the multiverses and multi-Spider-Mans and multi-goddamn Batmans. I'm fucking over it. Can I give it a 0 stars in advance? Are we still talking about Flash?
You gotta watch it. No. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Yeah, so Wonder Woman comes back. She's able to resurrect Shazam. Of course, Shazam Billy Batson, he says, hey, what's up with that center cut? You think I can hit? She's like, nah. I'm saving it for some dead guy. Maybe he'll come back again. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, when you get passed up for a dead guy, man, that fucking is a kick in the balls. It's a kick in the balls.
Yeah, you strapping dude. Hey,
I don't think I could ever look you in the eye ever again, man. It's like if a fucking woman does that to you, like you can't ever look her. You gotta just get rid of that bitch entirely. I don't care if the fate of the universe hangs in the balance. If she hurts your ego, she gotta go.
Hey, at least she's more honorable than the youngest sister of the whole thing. What is she? Was she like 3,000 years old? And she was all up on
6,000. Yeah,
6,000. She was all up on what's his name's dick, the 15-year-old kid.
Fucking pedophile.
Oh yeah, Freddie. Yeah,
but Wonder Woman's
pedophile.
Wonder Woman's like, what is she like? Probably a couple of thousand years old at least, or something like that. And she was like, oh, nah, child. Get away from me, child. Basically like that. At least she had some integrity about it. That other god, she was just right up on it. She was like, I don't give a shit how young you are. I'll ride that dick all night long.
Man, you just got to think, these goddamn 5,000-year-old women, what that fucking body count must be like.
That shit beat back, bro. Beat back.
It beats back. Somebody's going to run across this and they're going to be like, did these guys talk about Shazam at all? That's what it's going to be like.
Shazam wasn't worth talking about. I give it 0 cubes because it doesn't even deserve that. I was going to come up in this bitch and give it negative cubes, but I'm going to settle for 0 because it was the same as Quantum fucking Mania. Identical. It was the same fucking movie. Same movie.
It was the same movie. It was the same movie. Oh, my dear Lord. Oh, drum. Ryder, what do you give it?
I give it a 3.5 cubes out of 10.
I gave it a 4. And I gave it a 4 coming off of Ant-Man Quantumania because I was just like, hot damn. I mean, just that complete letdown, and I was like, well, at least y'all tried to give me something here. You know what I'm saying?
Man, we should have done Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey instead. That seems like some classic fucking quality motion picture entertainment.
Come on, man.
That sounds like an illegal pirated movie that's on no streaming service anywhere in the world. That's like a freaking Shudder original that released 10 years ago that you can only find on some porn website.
Oh man, but y'all boys are too much for me, man. Y'all are too much for me.
We got some white shenanigans going on.
You see what happened, guys? We tried to look. I tried to get up here and I tried to give y'all a movie review, and I think y'all got a piece of one. All right, I think there's one hidden somewhere within what we just talked about for the past 50 minutes. Okay,
if you're actually listening to this, don't go waste your money on this piece of crap movie. That's what we're trying to tell you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, at least. I can't speak for anyone else, obviously.
Yeah, it's not one to go to the theaters and watch for sure. Just like Ant-Man wasn't a one to go to the theater and watch, but we went and watched it because I wanted to give Marvel another chance. But they are wrecking it. They should have just scrapped these other DC movies that they had already filmed.
Even though they were filmed. I said they filmed. Fuck it. Let's just eat it.
Scrap them like the Catwoman movie. Just scrap them. Get rid of them. Throw them in the garbage because that's what they are. They're dumpster fire movies, and we're seeing that they're not getting any return based on the opening weekend of this movie. It's done horrible.
Yeah,
it's not going to continue to do better if you keep using these same old stupid characters that's been a part of this failing DCEU universe.
Yeah, it got $30.5 million in its opening weekend, which is atrocious.
Horrible.
It's absolutely atrocious for a superhero movie. It's real bad.
I mean,
Megan
did almost that. Megan did that almost that in its opening weekend, and that wasn't based on any kind of franchise. It wasn't a superhero movie.
Well, the gold standard that everything needs to be compared to is the Cocaine Bear. What did the Cocaine Bear do that weekend?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Damn,
I have a feeling Cocaine Bear smoked everything this year.
Oh, it had 23.1 million for the Cocaine Bear. So, I mean, you talking about you within 7 million of Cocaine Bear?
This is what Hollywood needs to do. I'm going to tell them again because they don't listen. So, they need to make movies for like 10, 20 million bucks. That's it. Then they only got to do $50 million ever, and they're a success, okay? They'll be low budget. There'll be some titties because you're going to need them to draw people to these pieces of junk. And that's what we want. We want pieces of junk with some titties. And the plot can be real thin. It can be some John Wick style. Like if John Wick had titties, it'd be an Oscar award-winning film. But it doesn't.
It just needs a tit.
That's
for no reason. If this fourth one, if there's a tit in it, then it's automatically the best one ever
like
made.
The piece de resistance in this genre, I will refer you to the greatest series of this kind, Piranha, and then Piranha Triple D. These were just these are up there with like the greats, Gone with the Wind. So, but yes, these are the models that people should be copying their movies off of.
Ho. Man just said go on it. Guys, look, from your boy XQ420. I mean, this dude just said Gone with the Wind. I mean, come on now. That movie is critically acclaimed. Now, whether I think it should be critically acclaimed or not doesn't make any difference, but it's like wholesale critically acclaimed. And you just do it and what we're talking about. I mean, Corey's out there today, guys, okay? Let's just say that. man is way out there. That's all I'm saying. So the actual people, they spoke, and they're 6.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Audience score on Rotten Tomatoes is actually 87. 87%.
Those people are not high. They went to the movies and it was not high. If they was high, they'd overanalyzed it and gave it a 0 cubes like I did.
Well, the tomato meter was 52%. So I mean they're a little bit lower. So it's kind of mixed reviews on whether people enjoyed the film or not. It was okay. It was only okay. So that's Shazam Fury, the guys. Gods, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Whatever we did for y'all today, I really hope y'all enjoyed it. We're going to bring the Mandalorian to you as soon as Corey watches it, because as soon as Corey watches it, we're gonna review the latest episode of The Mandalorian for you. We've got John Wick, we got the Baba Yaga coming out this Friday. I'm going to go check it out on opening day. Long run time. I think it's 2 hours and 45 minutes.
The Baba Yaga? What is that?
Yeah, John
You
Wick.
don't know John Wick. You don't know nothing, man. You don't know John Wick.
John Wick.
And I've watched all of them. I've seen all three of them. Who is Baba Yaga?
Well,
That's
that's-
John Wick
That's his nickname.
in the movie.
Yeah, that's his nickname. Yeah, Yeah.
They call him the Baba Yaga in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's his nickname. The Boogeyman. That's what the Baba Yaga is.
Oh, okay.
You
The
need to start
Boogeyman. That makes
smoking
more
weed,
sense.
bro. You need to start smoking weed, bro. See what I'm saying? People who don't smoke weed they just can't hang on to information.
Guys, this
I think that's
this is
the
what
exact
happens, okay?
opposite, Corey.
This type of stuff happens. Look, from your boy HQ420, from the aficionado Ryder Lee, and the powerful one, overpowered, really pissed off at times, Corey Hughes. We'll catch y'all on the next Showtime with the Cube. Peace out.